I came across something on the internet that I just had to share with you guys. Know how little I value computer generated images before the anoraks start rioting. Very extreme. I came across something on the internet that I just had to share with you guys. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of carbon fibre, even on a classic Ford, although I know that's a bit controversial to a lot of people. And the ultimate for me when it comes to carbon fibre on a classic would be to have a full carbon fibre body shell. Well, as it turns out, there's a company in Greece producing a full carbon fibre body shell for a Sierra RS500. Check this out. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm a bit obsessed with carbon fibre parts. And I'm grateful that my favourite car, INSTA, the Mark I Escort, is absolutely dripping in the stuff, thanks to my good friend Gary Ball. Gary is hoping one day to build himself a full carbon fibre Mark I Escort body shell that he'll no doubt bolt to a TVR chassis, like his previous and current fiberglass Mark I Escort shelled builds. But today, we're not talking about TVRs or Escorts, because we're talking about the legendary RS500 Sierra Cosworth. A company called FRP Innovation in Greece are producing a full carbon fibre body shell, which is a direct copy of a Sierra Cosworth RS500. I'll leave links in the description of this video to FRP Innovation's Instagram and their YouTube channel. Definitely go and give them a follow on both of those platforms to keep up to date with the build. I have been chatting briefly through Instagram to FRP Innovation to ask them some details about the project. They're making this body shell for a client, so I didn't want to be too nosy and ask too many questions. But huge thanks to FRP Innovation for getting back to me. And as it happens, the content that FRP Innovation have been putting out basically does tell the whole story of what they're doing with this awesome build. They have literally used an original steel Sierra shell, which appears to be badged up as an RS500, to create their moulds, and then they're producing the carbon fibre parts with those moulds. And here we can see the main body shell being taken out of the mould, which consists of the roof, the rear quarters, and the rear panel. And here you can see that FRP Innovation have almost finished making all the other panels for this body shell, including the doors and the bonnet. These parts still need the excess carbon trimmed off around the edges, and the bonnet inner frame still needs to be bonded to the outer bonnet skin. And here's a clip of the front grille panel being produced and popped out of its mould. And check this out. Here we can see the carbon fibre main body being lowered onto what looks like a proper Sierra chassis, which has clearly had the outer panels carefully removed. Not sure if this is an actual RS500 chassis, but it definitely looks like a race spec actual Sierra. Now, there are actually a few different methods that people use to produce carbon fibre parts. All the parts that are fitted to my car, for instance, are pre-preg carbon fibre, but this Sierra that's being built by FRP Innovation is being created using the resin infusion method. With resin infusion, the carbon fibre is laid into the moulds dry, and then some layers of other materials are laid on top of it, and then the whole mould is put into a bag. This bag is then hooked up to a vacuum and all the air is sucked out. Then the resin is drawn into the bag under that vacuum and it saturates all the dry carbon fibre in the mould. Then once the resin has cured, the part can be popped out of the mould. Now, I know that carbon fibre isn't for everyone, but I think this is a really interesting build, and I think it's really cool that FRP Innovation are putting out videos on their social media to show us the process. But I'm interested to hear what you think in the comments of this video. And if you happen to be in the market for a carbon fibre Sierra body shell, then definitely get in touch with FRP Innovation, because they've said they are willing to make more if anyone is after one. Now, whilst I was having a Google to find out a bit more information about the FRP Innovation Sierra, I came across another carbon fibre Sierra project that I must have missed when it was all over the internet sometime last year. Now, as far as I can tell, this project has been in the works for many years, but so far, all that's been released are computer-generated images. And those of you that have been watching the MH News videos will know how little I value computer generated images versus seeing actual projects that have physically started to be built. So we'll just have a brief look at this carbon fibre Sierra project, which has been dubbed Carbon Piranha, and is apparently going to be built by a group of companies that are calling themselves Vision 148. The 148 comes from the fact that this particular project is being built using an actual RS500 chassis number 148 out of 500. But before the anoraks start rioting, apparently chassis number 148 is as rotten as a pear. Cosworth themselves are apparently getting involved in this project, but no power figures have actually been released. But one bit of information that has been released is the fact that they're aiming to have this car weighing under a ton when it's completed. But time will tell. In terms of the styling, it's very extreme, and they've clearly purposely decided to make this thing look very, very different than a standard RS500. It looks super aggressive and very futuristic, but I honestly like it. The arches look very similar to the Pandem Rocket Bunny style arches, fitted to a lot of Jap cars, among others, and kind of shouldn't really work on a Sierra, but somehow they do on this one. Maybe it's because so much else on the car is very different than a standard Sierra, or maybe it's because this is just a computer generated image of a car that is finished in satin black. We won't know how good it is until if and when we actually see the real thing, but at least it still has the iconic whale tail spoiler. So there you go, not one, but two carbon fibre bodied Sierra RS500s that are in the works. Do let me know what you think about both of these builds in the comments, and feel free to get in touch via email to let me know about any other really cool carbon fibre bodied projects that you know about, or anything for that matter that you think I should cover on a future MH News video. Now, whilst we're on the subject of RS500s, shameless plug, my company, Petrolhead Style, actually has a whole collection of clothing and other products with artwork inspired by the legendary RS500, as well as a ton of other collections with artwork inspired by some of the best cars that have ever been produced. So definitely go and check out petrolheadstyle.com now and see if anything tickles your fancy. Other than that, feel free to check the links in the description to follow me elsewhere on the internet. Do give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Huge thanks as always to my patrons for your ongoing support. But other than that, until next time, thanks for watching.